What's up, Eagle Nation? How y'all doing out there? What a game last night. Eagles have moved to 6-0. The victory, destroying the Dallas Cowboys, exposing them. Now the Dallas Cowboys got a reality check. They had the taste of reality. They was talking all that shit, but couldn't back it up. They couldn't own up to their mistakes. That's why we had to make an example of them. And that's what happened last night. But I gotta say this. They put up a battle. They put up a fight. But towards the end of the game, they want to get emotional all of a sudden. Now they want to get emotional. They want to get in their feelings. Well, guess what? Fuck their feelings. Because y'all did that to yourselves. Y'all did that to yourselves. There's nobody to blame but yourselves. You don't do that. Especially down here. Don't start talking if you can't back up. If you can't back it up, don't say nothing else. How y'all doing out there? This your boy Master P. Dot. Back with another video. For those that are new to my channel, welcome. I get my content on the Philadelphia Eagles. Whether it's the off seasons, the regular seasons, the preseasons, the playoff games, the trades, the free agent signings, the draft prospects, the draft picks, and the Philadelphia Eagles highlights of all the ex-players, former players, Hall of Famers that I have done. It's in a playlist. Some of those that nobody has done on YouTube. Of the highlights of former players and legends that nobody has done before. Check them out. Most of them not famously known, but they had to be appreciated for helping this team for where it's at today, for what they are right now. Watch the highlights of them. You're going to learn them. You're going to appreciate them. Some of those that some of the other legends learned from them. And I got their family members, from their brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews, sons, daughters, or grandchildren, thanking me, appreciating me, praising me. Check them out. Don't forget to like the video, comment below, subscribe to my channel, and follow my Instagram. It's in the description. Show your boy some love. So, let's talk about this, shall we? Now, the first half, they had some up and downs. They were struggling for the most part. And the Dallas defense, they was bringing pressure, especially Parsons. But they found a way to fight back, gain some yards, put some points on the board. Now, a couple of players were hurt, like Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, for the most parts. Even C.J. Anderson. No. C.J. Gardner Johnson, excuse me. I was getting mixed up by the names of the running back, excuse me. C.J. Gardner Johnson. But he came back before the end of the game in the fourth quarter. But let me start with the offense first. They were struggling in the first half. But they found a way to bounce back and get themselves together and work together as a team. It's hard to explain. They helped the team get it together. That's what I'm trying to say. So, now, they shouldn't have made Jalen Hurts throw too many passes. They should have gave Sanders more carries. That's something like they really need to clean up. They should have gave Sanders more carries because you can't do that with that Dallas defense. The Cowboys defense, they're good. But they couldn't stop the running game. They couldn't stop for the most parts. They couldn't stop the running games. They couldn't stop Hurts for the most parts. Even though they had a few sacks on them. But they couldn't stop them enough. They couldn't stop AJ. They couldn't stop Devontae. They couldn't stop Goddard. You couldn't stop them. They were hard to stop. And that was a damn good matchup from both sides, from the offense and the defense, from both teams. It was a damn good matchup. And I give them that. Shout out to y'all for that. But he gave Miles Sanders, got the carry for a touchdown in the end zone to get the points and the first score on the board. Shout outs to Miles Sanders. He's one of my players of the game. I give that to Miles Sanders. That's my first one. My second one is, of course, A.J. Brown, the money man. A.J. Brown. That's my number two. My third one, of course, Devontae Smith. He had a touchdown. Had a couple of catches, a couple of yards. I gotta say, Dallas Goddard. Dallas Goddard for the most parts. He missed a big catch in the end zone, man. Like, Dallas Goddard, come on, man, with your hands. We've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. But shout out to Dallas Goddard for the most part. He could have done better. He could have done more. My fifth one is Jack Stoll. He had a couple of blocks. He had reception for a couple of yards to get the first down. So Jack Stoll, he's my number 5. My fifth one. Who's my sixth one? Matter of fact, the offensive line in general. All of them, from Kelsey, Lane Johnson before getting hurt, Landon Dickerson, Jordan Mailata, Isaac Seumalo, Jack Driscoll. Shout outs to the offensive line. Y'all held it down with that D-line. That's why we got one of the best offensive lines in the league. They could go against any defense. When they stay healthy, we got the good backups that's stepping up to the plate. And Sua Opeta, even though it concerns me like a lot, but he held his own. But it was a nerve-wracking game. It really was. It really was. I ain't going front. Especially in the fourth quarter. But before I get into that, hold on. I got the Bud Light right here. Philly style. Let's get the toast, shall we? And we're going to get back to the content. Get your drinks out. Get your water bottles, your soda bottles, soda cans, shot glasses, your beer cans, whatever. Get your drinks out. Let's make a toast. I was going to wait to the end of the video, but we having a good time. Let's have a moment. Let's enjoy this, man. Yeah. To the birds. Strength to them. All right. Now back to what I was saying. In the first half, Cooper Rush and the Cowboys offense, they was doing good for the most part. they had a hard time running at the defense because we put a stop to it. But it was a 50-50 game. But shout outs to the Eagles offensive side, excuse me. Now on to the defense now, shall we? Now on to the defense, the Eagles defense. In the first half, they was doing good for the most parts. And Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard, they was having a difficult time running at this defense, at this front four, because they put a stop to it. They put a stop to that. But then they found a way to find the open space and gain some yards to get the first downs, especially Zeke. I mean, despite how Zeke been looking lately, he's still a physical and a bruising back. He is one of the best backs in the division. Let's not get it twisted though, but we can't take that away from him. He's not taken for granted. He still show why he's one of the best backs in the league. Not only in the division, but in the league. But and then Cooper Rush, he had a couple of passes to one of the receivers. But CeeDee Lamb, he only had about 2, 3, 4 catches. I lost count, but he had a couple of catches because Slade was on him all game. Slade was locking him down all game. And shout out to Darius Slade, who's my first player of the game on the defensive side. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson, I put him my number 2. He had 2 interceptions, like Darius Slade, who had an interception. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he held it down in this game. He is one of the game players of. He is one of the players of the game. He held it down. He did his thing. He had a good game. This is one of his best by far this season. One of his best games by far. He had a good performance. He did his thing. And he got hurt in the second half because he hurt his hand. He was out for a couple of minutes. He was out for a while. But he came back. He said, no, I got to come back and help my team win this game. I got to come back and help them fight to win this game. He came back, played a couple of snaps, and got the second interception to find a way to help this team win the game. To help the offense put the points on the board, which they got a field goal. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson, that's my number 2 player of the game on the defensive side. My number 3, I got to give it to Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox. He had a couple of stops, couple of pressures. I mean, he could have done a lot more, but he did his job, so I give him that. He's my number 3. He could have done a lot more. I mean, he did his best. But he's my number 3. I give him that. My number 4, Brandon Graham, for the most part. He had a couple of pressures, and he is the reason for the quarterback pressure and the quarterback hit and the quarterback hurry for C.J. Gardner-Johnson to get that second pick 6. So shout outs to BG, one of the longest tenure athletes that played more games than any D-line in Eagles history. The great BG. The great Brandon Graham. That's what we should call him from now on. The great Brandon Graham. He's already a legend. And he should earn that nickname, the Great. That's his name from now on. So shout outs to BG, the Great Brandon Graham. My number five. Who's my fifth one? I gotta say, TJ Edwards. TJ Edwards for the most parts. No. Let me take that back. Excuse me. James Bradbury. That's my number fifth one. James Bradbury. He's my number fifth. He held it down, going up against Michael Gallup and C.D. Lamb. He had a pass deflection, and he is responsible and the reason for the first pick six from C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So shout outs to James Bradbury. And he stopped one of the players for getting a touchdown, which was very close. He was so close and an inch away from staying in bounds and getting the score on the board. So shout outs to James Bradbury for putting a stop to that. Now my number six is TJ Edwards for the most parts. He had a couple of stops. He had a couple of blitz. I could have seen a lot more from him. He could have done better. There's a lot he need to work on. But he had a good game. 50-50, but he had a good game. So shout out to TJ. My number seven is Kazir White. Kazir White, he had a good game too. He had a couple of stops, a couple of tackles. He could have done a lot more, but he had a good game. 50-50 as well. Now, who's my number eight? Oh, Marcus Epps. I almost forgot about him. He had a pass deflection on fourth down, third downs. Shout outs to Marcus Epps for that. He held it down. He had a good game as well. Keep it up. You did your thing out there. So shout outs to Marcus Epps. And I would say Javon Hargrave, but he ain't did much, so he was kind of quiet. And that was about it. That's about it. Nothing else to talk about. But Eagles got the win over the Cowboys. Oh my goodness, man. It feels so good, man. Whenever it's like, it wasn't like a blowout or a shutout, but we got the win over them at the end of the day. That's all it matters. Just beat the Cowboys. That's all you got to do. As long as you beat the Cowboys, nothing else matters. That's all it is. That's all it is. And you're waking up feeling good. Waking up in a good mood, feeling good. Enjoying yourself. Enjoying the moment. But it's on to the next. But for right now, we're going to enjoy this win. But after this day, no, enjoy the week. This is a bye week. They won the bye week too. So we definitely, I can't even get out the words. We definitely gonna enjoy the rest of the week. Let's enjoy the whole week until the next against the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's gonna be a competitive matchup as well. Don't take them for granted. They're still one of the best teams in the league, despite their record. One of the best franchises in history. 6-time Super Bowl champions. Don't take them lightly. Do not take them for granted. Don't look down on them. But right now, let's have another one. Let's have another toast. Cover the logo. Fly Eagles fly. Got the victory at the link. 6-0. More to go. On to the next. Fly Eagles fly. Cheers. All right. Now, in the second half, it was starting to get close. Cowboys was on the roll. They were starting to put points on the board. They were scoring, gaining some yards. They was finding a way to come back. And the Cowboys defense, they was bringing pressure. They was bringing blitz, getting to Jalen Hurts, stopping the running game, the pass, the pass plays. It was starting to get scary for the moment. And you see the play where Micah Parsons had a pass deflection, try to get a pick six off of Dallas Goedert, and you see him doing this, flexing, taunting, talking to Dallas Goedert, which got them the penalty and got the Eagles the first down. You can't do that. That's where you messed up. That's where you messed up. You can't do that. And then, from the first half and the second half, they found ways to confuse Parsons. Throwing the pass to A.J. Brown, where A.J. passed where A.J. Damn, I can't even get the words out. I can't even speak. Can't even talk. Excuse me, y'all. When A.J. Brown found a way to run around him, and gain some first downs, and gain a couple of yards. And that's how he got the score. The second time he did that. That's how you get him. That's how you get Micah Parsons. That's how you beat him. That's how you beat him to the punch. You got to confuse him. You got to throw him off the game. You got to throw him off his A game. Because that's where you get lost. That's where you get confused. And that's how you do it. That's how you get it done. And I was amazed. Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson, even though he was getting beat for the most parts, he didn't back down. He didn't give up. He kept doing his job. He kept fighting all the way till the clock hit 0. And shout outs to Jack Driscoll for that. And Jordan Mailata, even though his shoulder was still hurting, he held his own. He held his own too. Because he wanted to come in this game and help his team win. He wanted to help his team win. To fight through the pain and help the team win the game. To beat Dallas. Because we knew, like I said in one of my last videos, this is more than just a game. This was more than just a game. This is war. This is war. Who's going to determine to be at the top of the NFC East? Who's going to be at the top of the division? That's what this game was about. Toe to toe, blow for blow. 1-on-1, team on team. And that game says it all. It's hard to describe it. It's hard to explain. Man, I was just waiting for this game to start. I've been waiting for this game to happen. To see if the Eagles was going to find a way to win. Or if they was going to give this game away. Shoot themselves in the foot. Take their foot off the gas. To see if the Dallas Cowboys going to find a way to help their team get the win. But the Eagles said no. We coming together as a team, and we going to fight to the finish and win this game. They're not going to push us around. We're not going to lay down for them. We're not backing down. We're not laying down. We are going to fight to the end and win. And that's what they did. We're going to see them in December. But right now, we're going to enjoy this win. It feels good. It feels good. Knowing to beat the Cowboys. Because not only the team, the players been doing a lot of talking, but the fans, all off season, even before the season even started, they still been talking. But right now, they're going to be quiet for right now. But some of them still going to be talking regardless. But right now, when we see each other again, they'll be talking again. But right now, they need to shut up, stay quiet, be quiet, stay in your lanes, know your place, while we enjoy our win, enjoy our week. The war is far from over. But on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. After the bye week, the following week, we're going against them. And their defense, they're legit. That's their strength. The Steelers' defense always been their strength over the years. Think about the history when they dominated the NFL in the 70s. Where they did their thing most of the times in the 90s, in the 2000s. They have great history. They are not to be reckoned with. So y'all better be ready for them. But let's have our last toast. Right now, we having a good time. Let's have a moment right now. We got the win over the Dallas Cowboys. Oh my goodness, man. Like, I'm so glad I don't have to hear none of these guys while I go back to work. Because some of them going to stay quiet for a while. And I love it. I love it. I love it. Cheers. Now listen, y'all. Yeah, excuse me when I'm kind of being off topic. But right now, we enjoying the win, man. We enjoying the victory. It wasn't easy. It wasn't going to be no cakewalk, as we all know. This was expected. But a couple of special guests was at that game, too. We had Mike Trout, who was part of the Angels, who was an Eagles fan, to the fullest. Shout outs to Mike Trout. Shout outs to him. And of course, Joel Embiid, he was there at the attendance. Man. And of course, we all know who. Meek Mill. Meek Mill was at the game, performing Dreams and Nightmares. And he bumped into one of the cheerleaders. I'm sure y'all saw that video. Y'all saw the clip of that. Now, yo, he bumped into one of the cheerleaders. And he probably he got too excited. Well, he should have stayed forward. But he did his thing though, like performing Dreams and Nightmares. And the crowd was going crazy. The crowd went electric. And then as you see, either Slay or Gardner Johnson had a pick six, and they gave the ball to Meek Mill and to his son that was there with him. And Bradley Cooper, he was hyping up the game before the game was about to start for the Eagles to be ready, get the crowds going, get the crowds ready, get them hyped up, pumped up, all that. Oh man, this was a good game though. That's all I gotta say. Like that was a good game for sure. Both teams put up a battle. They put up a fight. And that's what makes football fun to watch, especially when it comes to the NFL. This is one of the best rivalries in sports entertainment, in sports history. One of the most hated and despised rivals in history. You cannot take that away. You cannot make this up. This is something we cannot pretend. Think about the history over the years between these both teams. And it shows it right here. But as soon as the game was about to end, like I said, the players of the Cowboys wanted to get emotional, sentimental, in their feelings. Want to act like girls. No. They had to get the reality check. It had to happen. It had to happen. Y'all did that to yourselves. Y'all don't bring that shit here. Y'all take that shit somewhere else. But not in here. Y'all can't take the L or can't own up to it. Own up to your mistakes. And the shit y'all was talking. Don't say nothing else. I'm sure y'all heading out of town. Go back to where y'all belong. But this is a long video. This is a long video. I don't want to hold up too much of y'all time. So I said what I said. So if y'all enjoy my content, hit the like button. Like the video, comment below. Excuse me. Hit the like button, comment below, subscribe to my channel, follow my Instagram, show your boys some love. On to the next. Enjoy the bye week. Then after the bye week, we going against the Pittsburgh Steelers, 6-time Super Bowl champions. Battle between two Pennsylvania teams. The Steagle game. The Steagle game. Be ready for that. But next week, I'm going to do my KTV. But for right now, this week, as we on the bye, are going to enjoy ourselves. It's time to turn up. Fly high. See this? That's what it's about. Right here. That's what it's about. See the logo? Check the other one. That's what it's about. Eagle Nation. Bird Gang. Gang Green. All day. Every day. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go out with the fire. The desire. And we fly higher. Have a good day. Be safe. Fly, Eagles, fly.